Online trolls. They're everywhere, from comment sections and direct messages, to apps and websites. The internet is filled with people whose purpose is to spread hatred and toxicity to others. And as of lately, one online group has stood out, getting away with the most disturbing, hate-filled and illegal online crimes known to humanity, and all behind a screen. I present to you the internet's most notorious online trolls, the UTTP. Viewers' discretion will be advised, as some parts of the following content will contain extreme themes and/or ideology. Nonetheless, enjoy.
When you get into the extremism rabbit hole.
What they found is that 86% of young people are sharing personal data, such as...
You are under arrest.
It's often that we hear the phrase, watch what your kids are doing online. But research definitely shows that parents don't care, or just don't have enough time to see what their kids are actually doing online. And this will be the primary theme that led to thousands of children and teenagers being manipulated online, turned into cyberbullies and altogether an army for online tyranny. But before we dive into anything major, we have to go back to where this all began. The year is 2010, and an individual by the name of Thomas Parkinson, or better known as Tommy Parker, would create his first YouTube channel, which would be called South Park Studiosable. A few months after creating the account, Tommy would find a YouTube channel by the name of Glenn Watson and start trolling him in his comment section. By 2011, Tommy Parker had created the YouTube Troll Police, a small online group that would start to troll YouTubers. The group's general theme was that each member was an officer, had a unique uniform and a name to stand out. Now, back then, there weren't really any kids in the group. They didn't spam and were just pretty innocent overall, though this wouldn't last long. As the years went by, the group's morals started to drop significantly, with members going as far to exchange cheese pizza, spam and produce animal gore videos, and make death threats to several public individuals. Although the group was supposedly only to fight online trolls, today the YouTube Troll Police is deemed undesirable, and as of 2018 onwards have publicly been known to dox, harass and spam members of fandoms and groups. There is also a general homophobic and racist sentiment among the members of the UTTP today, where many use slurs regularly in their speech. Now, from the outside, this group just seems like a bunch of children and teenagers messing around and being stupid on the internet, which 50% of the time is the truth, but it's much more sinister than that. There are literal adults and teenagers behind these groups, which most of the time are full of innocent-minded children looking to find a community or have some fun. I've got no clue. But most notably today, the largest YouTube Troll Police is led by someone called Emperor Anime Sucks, with over 2,000 members. Now, internally, when you join via their Discord, what you can see is highly limited, although the one and only channel you can talk in is Spambox. Now, reading a few of these messages and viewing many profiles myself, it didn't take long to see that most of the disgusting sentences were put together sometimes by literal 12-year-olds, which absolutely stuns my brain. You know, I wasn't doing this when I was 12, but it seems that once these kids gain entry to the server, they can quite easily become manipulated and influenced by other members, further working their way up the chain of command and seeing much worse things than just words. Now, how do these kids even stumble upon and join this online troll group in the first place? Well, as long as their brain is somewhat developed, it's pretty straightforward. And I won't be giving any links, but here's the basic breakdown. You join their Discord server, navigate to a channel called How to Join Thy UTTP. Using their templates, you then create a second YouTube channel, making your own officer and name. Same thing goes with Discord. Afterwards, agreeing to the server rules and submitting an application. Then, a few days, or sometimes even weeks later, you'll get the officer role, and officially be a part of the community. Also, to further reinforce my point that kids are joining for fun, just look at the latest message in the channel. Now I'm going to cut to a clip where I interviewed a spy from an opposing organization that I'll get to in a second. Welcome, thanks for being here. Would you like to give us a quick intro?
Hi, it's me. You can call me myself after the character in Mailbox Mining, and I am a higher up in the AUTTP. I will not disclose my rank for privacy reasons.
Starting off, from your personal experience, how do you feel the YouTube Troll Police impacts these fandoms, groups, and communities?
The UTTP impacts fandoms and groups through two ways. First is the attack on the communities themselves, and second is the attack on the creators of the media. They conduct raids on the Discord servers. For example, when they raided the Amazing Digital Circus, like when it came out, they raided it, and they also harassed Elsie Lovelock on Twitter, one of the voice actors in, I believe, SMG4. So yeah.
And next up, why do you think they attack these groups and fandoms in the first place?
Stephen Larson promised the UTTP to be an anti-fandom group. And when 2014 rolled around, he executed his promise. They began to harass the FNAF fandom on Google and YouTube. And you see, before this UTTP thing, I was briefly involved in drama in my time in the Go anime community on 2018. I was really young back then, and that was my first exposure to the UTTP. And so, that's how the UTTP began their attack on fandoms. It remains to be seen why Stephen Larson did this, but Emperor Anime Sucks and this rabid dog pack are loyal blind followers of this guy, not Tommy Parkey, because our UTTP does that, and so they attack fandoms.
Stephen Larson, never heard of him myself. I know Emperor Anime Sucks, one of the main leaders of course. Then that brings me to my next question. Who do you believe mainly leads these groups and operations, promoting these sort of online activities?
Stephen Larson mainly promoted the anti-fandom attack of the UTTP, and although Tommy Parkey was bad in that they harassed a little child, I still believe that Stephen Larson is worse for starting this whole UTTP for the fandom saga. Right now, the leader of the main UTTP is UTTP Emperor Anime Sucks, and I still think he's the worst. Trigger warning here. He literally forces people to carve UTTP on their arms and to cut themselves, which is actually kinda screwed, it's so screwed up.
Just looking at your new message now, over 20 minors have carved it into their arm. That's horrific. Thanks a lot for the quick chat. And now that brings me to the counter-organization, the AUTTP or Anti-YouTube Troll Police. Founded around November last year, the AUTTP's goal is to, as said by its founder, destroy the YouTube Troll Police. But that, of course, is not an easy task, as when a UTTP server or account is banned or infiltrated, another is just created, and the cycle continues. So what are they supposed to do? Well, I talked to quite a few members of the AUTTP along with its founder, and I've noted down all the main techniques they use, which I'll share with you now. Reporting. It may seem useless at times, but trust me, with platforms like YouTube and Discord taking reports more and more seriously nowadays, sending one in can go a long way. This also includes the reporting of YouTube Troll Police servers and leaders. Secondly, and this applies to anyone watching the video as well, is just to ignore them. Majority of the UTTP's members are fueled by attention. They like to get a reaction, good or bad. Whilst it too can seem pretty useless, no response can make the person question what they're doing, which in some cases will make members leave. Now, aside from those two things, the AUTTP also has its extreme measures, which I don't condone personally. These can range from spamming and harassment to even doxing in some cases. Again, I know many members of the UTTP can get on people's nerves quite easily, but it should never resort to this. It's attention. They want to be challenged. And as for doxing, that's just out of the question and should never be done on anyone. Though, whilst researching both of these groups and putting this video together, I will admit I have seen some high-ranking members get doxed, and it is pretty satisfying compared to the disgusting things they've done. But again, I don't condone these actions in any manner. The UTTP. They're children. They thrive off attention. Simple as that. And hopefully its members can grow out of this phase and actually spend their lives worthwhile. The AUTTP. They're mostly children again, but actually decent people. One thing I don't like is that they still give attention to the UTTP, which makes the cycle continue, but hey, what can we do? That's all. Peace.